Are we live streaming this? Oh. We're going live in 5, 4, 3. We're recording. We just cut around it. You're freaking me out.
No, I mean, it wasn't a record thing. It was that's how we, like, I always give you the countdown. I always tell you, hey, we're going live. 3, 2, 1.
Attention to that.
I know.
That's not nice. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode, an in-person episode, an episode where we 69. I am your host, the Lobsterdust, here joined with me at his place, so I'm joined with him, Locarthemanbeast.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Let's
go, bud.
It's good, man. How you doing?
This drive?
Yeah.
This drive? I not watched, but a guy, I don't know if it was a guy pulling a trailer, if it was one of those Winnebago things.
Okay.
But like traffic just like was swerving all over the place. And like, you know, when you see like on the side of the road, those tires.
Yeah.
That are like, it's just like the tread around the tire. Like that was still rolling in like the middle lane. So people were like swerving around. And I was like, oh, stop watching Netflix. And yeah, but we made it here.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, yeah, man. Episode 69. So this is
episode 69.
We were gonna have a lot more sex things going on.
Yeah.
We were gonna have
is it the 50th episode that we're like, man, we got to put it on for 69.
we were all about it.
Order some blow-up dolls to be around us. And
yeah, and then I definitely had, like, I had put in for a GIMP mask. So I ordered the GIMP mask and the fucking Dom hat and, like, a bunch of other stuff that we could wear it. And it was like, yeah, it could be delivered by tomorrow. And then I think someone at Amazon facility was like, what the fuck?
This can't be a real order.
So it was like, oh, it's been delayed.
Going through processing. Nice.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So.
We got our Yap stuff on.
We do have Yap stuff on.
We got our shirts. Shoes. You can't see that way.
I'm barefoot.
We got our Yap shoes.
These shorts didn't fit me the last time that I had them on.
You have 2 pairs of shorts though, because I remember I got you a smaller pair.
That's
and
right.
You're like, these are tight, and then on those on me, I was like, yeah, they're a little snug, and you're like, those fit me okay, and I was like, oh, keep them. I'll order some.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Order some different ones for me.
I couldn't find the other ones then
because they were like real snug in the butt to crotch region.
Oh yeah,
right where it's like riding along the taint. You're like,
but it wasn't like it didn't shape. They just pulled.
Yeah.
It wasn't like there wasn't like a circumference.
Yeah, no, it's not like those like Lululemons where like it like pushes you up.
What are they called?
Rounds you out.
Kardashian things?
Skims.
Nice. I feel like we should try a pair of those.
I have.
Have you?
My girl has them.
You fitting your girl Skims? Seems.
No, I didn't fit in them. I just put them on. They were super soft. I couldn't get them like clamped around the back, but you know, you let them dangle a little bit.
Yeah.
I think like the line was like right at the nips because they're not even like tall enough for me. Like it's just not happening all over the place. But yeah, they're real soft.
Mm.
Hey, cheers. Nice.
So, should we just jump straight into the video game so Aaron doesn't get mad?
So the other day I was taking a shit. How long have we been? We've only been potting for like 4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes on the dot.
4 minutes. Yeah. So, do we stretch it out to 5 minutes?
At least.
I'm not talking about. Yeah. So, anyways, there I was taking a shit.
Did you see that? Have you seen that Discord has the sound bites now?
No.
Where you can it's like a soundboard. You can upload sounds to the soundboard, and so we've discovered it
to play them just through Discord.
Yeah, so like when you're in a chat with whoever, you click on them and it plays. So like, No Life Gaming has some. Rise, I don't know if Rise had some. I know Boss's Discord has some. So because we pay for fucking Turbo or whatever,
yeah,
we get all access to all these things.
Yeah.
And we can upload
And because
our
we're
own.
talking about it, if Sean doesn't already know about it, Sean's gonna know about it.
Well, Sean knew about it because we definitely doubled down the other night. We doubled down hard the other night. And I was like trying to like figure out how to do it. So the only one on our soundboard right now is just your fart. And it's called
It's not my fart. It's not even a real fart.
It's called Brad's wind.
Brad's wind.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Cliff pressed it last night. Finally, he's the first person to press it. It's just like he's like, oh, it's called Brad's wind. Too funny. Too funny.
Gaming.
Oh, now we want to go. We still got a minute left. Oh, it's been 5.
A minute? It's been 5. It's been 5. We talked about farts for at least a minute.
Are you still enjoying Diablo?
Yeah. Yeah, I like I'm like almost to level 50, which I hear is when you actually start playing the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, it's just so far away, and I thought I could just like get like rushed through real quick, but like I'm not. I don't know if I'm like contributing enough to get the XP, but I'm like creeping towards that last part.
Well, it's super weird because I also feel like there's like a part of the game that has like a really big slowdown. Like there's a graph out right now that shows like the XP grind curve and like how like
You know, once you hit 70, it's like
it's vertical, man. And it's like, and that's what a lot of people were saying in the very beginning was like, even from 1 to 70 is about half the time you would spend to go from 70 to 100, if not, a little bit like more than that. But it definitely feels like there's like certain windows that almost feel like from 57 to 60, I felt like I was just fucking grinding. Like, and then I hit 60, and from 61 to 62 was like a blink of an eye. So I don't know if
it's paragons you're using.
It's possible, or how fast I'm now killing mobs because my gear is a little bit better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Maybe that's a part of it. We tried to do the capstone dungeon, so it was me, Cliff, Sean, and Pad, and we went into the
for tier 3 to tier 4.
Yeah, and we tried to fuck around with it. So first off, like I went in there beforehand, and I was just like, I'm able to clear a lot of the trash to begin with. It's totally fine. Once you start putting party members in, everything increases in difficulty. So it starts to get really, really fucking difficult. But we were like, okay, let's just blow through as much as we can. So we were clearing mobs and elites, and it was a lot of fun. And we got to the point where it was like, all right, fuck the noise, because we just like ran in a couple of elites that they were just one-shotting us. And I was like, okay, just beeline it to the boss room. Because like, so the capstone dungeon, and I don't know if anybody has seen it, but if you just beeline straight to the
same layout as the one to get to Nightmare?
No, completely different dungeon. But once you get before you get into the actual boss room, as long as you go down the steps to where you need to go, all the mobs stop aggro and they just fuck off. So Pad, if you can get there. So Pad had like speed set on basically and was just zooming. So he was able to run straight to the boss room, everything de-aggroed, and then we were in town and then just spawned on him and tried to fight the boss.
Oh, okay.
So it was super fun. So the problem overall was that we couldn't stay alive.
Nice.
It had nothing to do with the actual boss fight. Like the mechanics are hard. You kind of have to learn the mechanics of the fight. It's the first time in the game it felt like, especially us being like, I think Sean was 54, Pad was 58, Cliff was 62, and I was 59, about to hit 60. So we were like relatively on it because it's a level 70 dungeon.
Yeah.
Right. But I've seen people clear it at 60 and whatnot. So it's like, okay, fuck it, let's give it a shot, man. Let's go in. We're gamers. We can do this.
Also heard that the difference between you shouldn't try to fight anything that's 3 levels above you if you're trying to gain XP.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like an extra 25% for 1 over you, an extra 50 for 2 over you, and then I think it's like 70% for like 3 over you or something like that. But then it like really starts like ramping down.
I don't think we were doing it for the XP gain as much as we were doing it just to get into the T4 stuff, because that's where like better gear and loot starts to drop. So even if we're just farming mobs in T4, we're going to end up with better gear overall that'll help us like contribute to the T3 runs that'll help burn things a little bit faster. So it was just like one of those plays where it's like, let's just see. Once we started learning the mechanics, man, the fight's not terribly hard. It's just survivability. The hardest part about it is that you have to be able to burn quick enough to kill mobs that spawn, because there's no set timer on there. He just does like a set of moves and then spawns ads, and a set of moves and spawns ads. So like if you're not killing, you just end up getting overwhelmed.
Yeah.
The problem was that we're a bunch of fucking idiots, and like every time one person dies, like all of us would rush in to like res that person, and then we'd all die. Like, God damn it. And so we did it for like, we probably fucking took that boss on for like 2 hours just to see what we could do. 4 of us relatively undergeared for what we were doing, like geared for our own level, but undergeared for that capstone dungeon, only got like a bar and a half off of him. So Cliff
2 hours.
Yeah, Cliff today, we saw the fucking pictures, so he got the boss down to like fucking 1%. Last night our buddy Kyle got him down to like, oh no, he beat him yesterday, but got him down to like 1% the other day, and then beat him last night, but he was level 60. So obviously that fight is done a lot easier solo than it is in a group.
Yeah.
I felt like in a group it was just chaos. You couldn't really tell where certain mechanics were going.
Maybe spawns those ads.
Maybe, who fucking knows? Whatever it is, it just did not feel like in a group setting.
Nice.
Not at all. But it was also one of those things. It was cool because it was the first time we actually had to fucking. You weren't just like straight like Gronk throwing it, just murdering shit. You actually had to pay attention. Okay, well, I can't fucking try and get in to do damage now because there's a set of moves going on. Let's just play the mechanics, deal with the ads, and then go back into the damage. So like it's kind of that war of attrition type of thing where like you're in for the long haul.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking brilliant. I thought it was brilliant.
My Sork build is one of the ones where like I have to like do a bunch of damage, and then I have to run for like the entire time until my ult comes up, and I can take on like the little mobs that come out, but usually for like a boss, like I have to wait for that, hit my ice shield, throw some hydras, and then do my ultimate, do a bunch of damage, and then maybe cheese them a couple times with like a teleport and a dodge, and then just get the fuck out. Also, which is why when we were doing that world boss, when there's so much around you, trying to pay attention to your own character while watching where he's throwing stuff, it gets weird.
Oh, and that's another big issue I'm having right now playing Necro, is that like I feel like Necro is so dependent on very specific legendaries to make the builds work. Yeah. And I'm just not seeing like a handful of them. Or like I am seeing them, but they're at the worst stats possible. Yeah. And it's like, fuck, I don't know if I should.
Is there a reroll system for... where you can take something and get the item re-rolled, but it's a gamble, like it can be worse?
Yes and no. It's kind of like how 3 is. So you can re-roll a specific stat on a piece of gear.
I hate Diablo 3.
I don't know why. You never even played it.
I played it once.
It's not fucking fair. You didn't play it.
I played it once.
You downloaded it and probably played what? The first...
I didn't download it. It was on somebody else's thing.
So you never even played it?
Looks like shit.
Never even got the fucking
Looks
rip?
like shit.
Who cares what it looks like?
No, I probably played like 20 minutes.
We literally played Goose Goose Duck.
That's supposed to be cartoon. You can't come from Diablo 2 to something that looks like Crash Bandicoot made it.
Well, I mean, Crash Bandicoot is literally the same company that made...
You can't sit with us! Nice.
The thing is that overall, like, D3 may have looked cartoony. Me and Sean were having this conversation last night because he was like, I don't know what everybody was saying about it not being fucking dark enough. There was a lot of fucking dark themes in it where, like, you know, you go into, like, Leoric's castle and there's, like, fucking, like, bodies, like, crawling out of flames and shit like that. It was like, it wasn't about...
like, that's not the tone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's purely the look.
It looked like it came
Even
from...
the jungle in D2 was just very muted greens and
it
stuff
just
like
looked...
that.
It looked like hell.
Colors.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Fine. If you get away from that, D3...
fucking colorblind. It confuses me.
D3... What are you even bitching about?
I can still see them. It just confuses me.
The thing is that D3's gameplay loop was top tier. It was so much fun. The storyline was cool. Like, even after all the different like updates and things that they changed the game, like the way that the fucking in-game grind worked, the way that they introduced the rift systems, and what we basically have in D4 now is all because of like D3. I felt like there was a very specific point of like those rift zones were kind of your like, I can only push to this point and hit those things, and like you were just putting mad numbers on. It was so much fucking fun.
This should be hidden.
Nice. I told
Nice.
you they're good, man.
They're
Yeah.
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 They pack a good one.
So, but so D3's like, I don't know where the fuck. Oh, D3 had a reroll system in it where like you could change a very specific stat. They brought this over to D4. So if you have a piece of gear, those gear have, let's say, you have 4 stats on them, wherever, crowd control, strength, blah blah, whatever you have. You can go to the occultist and just pick one of those things to re-roll. Once you re-roll that
stat line?
one stat line,
okay.
and once you re-roll
That's what
that
you guys
one
are talking
stat
about, but
line, yeah,
I
it's
felt like I was so far away. I wasn't
but it's
paying attention to
fixed. So once you re-roll that one stat, you can always re-roll that one stat,
Man,
but it's fixed. So all the rest of the stats are fucked. So
the jump from like we were all like right there, and then I had like 4 days of work, and then Cliff's fucking like 60 something. Everybody was up there. I was like, damn, I missed out a lot.
dude, the grind to hit 60 felt fucking obnoxious.
Yeah.
Also felt like I wasn't really grinding much
I felt
because
like I flew until I beat Lilith. Like I was like every so often like getting a level.
yeah,
getting
spoiler,
level.
you beat Lilith.
For a second I was like, oh shit.
The fuck are you talking to?
Like,
Nice.
nice.
But no, just I know it's, I tried to take over. I wasn't watching.
Well, we were doing the back and forth for a little bit. So
I saw the number.
Content is content.
Fuck happened. Oh yeah, flying till you hit Lilith. It was also one of those things that was hella funny because like when you were like, all right, I guess it's time to play the game at level 40, and we're like finishing Act 1.
Yeah, that was another thing. The aim, I almost liked. I don't know how Diablo 3 was, but I almost liked how
Better.
Diablo 2
Uh-huh.
that it like almost gate kept you. Like you couldn't wander off and start Act 2 without knowing it, and then get halfway through Act 2 before realizing that you still haven't done 3/4 of Act 1.
So in Diablo 3, each act was its own map.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
like D2.
Yeah. And so you could teleport back to other maps or whatever, but it was
Yeah.
for the most part you were like you knew you were in a new act when you were at a new map doing the stuff.
Yeah.
Me and Sean last night, so right outside of Chaldeum in D4, there's an area where you go and find a little statue. You remember Chaldeum? It's out in the desert.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was a zone in D3. Or yeah, in D3. So you leave Tristram and Westfall, you go over to or West March, and you go over to Chaldeum for Act 2. And the main starting zone there was the camp or whatever there. So last night, I was running around and I was picking up little statues, and I found this area, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what the fuck? This looks so familiar. Why does this look so familiar? And there's like a fucking one of those teleport pads in the middle of it. And then it just hit me like a fucking truck. And I was like, holy shit. This is the fucking, like, the main camp from D3. And so, like, you go out, and it's the same look. It overlooks Chaldeum and everything. It was so fucking sick. There's, like, little things like that in the game that just, like...
Is there a cal level in D3?
Yes. No. Yes and no. There is no cal level. Have you never seen it? Okay, so you meet...
It's in D2.
So you go and build the bovine...
I feel like a boomer.
Yeah, you're a fucking boomer.
Back in my day. Well, that's what this whole podcast is about.
Moo, moo, moo.
Yeah, moo.
Moo, 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 moo. Moo. But in D3, everybody suspected there was a cow level. So you went and farmed the staff, the bovine staff. And you find the cow god. And he's like, there is no cow level in this game. And you're like, what the fuck? And you give him the staff. And he's like, all right, I told you there's no cow level. And you teleport. And it's just fucking rainbows. And like, it looks like fucking Teletubby land. And everything's made of clay and shit. It's like, what the fuck? And he's just like, it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
it was so much fun. It was so
I was
much
about
fun.
to scream, get shit on. But There
All the loot chests
better
were
be
just
one somewhere in D4.
So I did read this. I was on Reddit the other day. The community's like, the D4 devs were like, there is no cow level. We actually didn't put one in. We're sorry. We forgot it. And someone like, if you look at the map and then like someone like outlined a corner of the map, it looks like a cow. and they're like, look, there's like a cow's head on this like outline of this thing. If you just draw a map around it, it looks like a cow's head. So people have been farming in that area looking for it.
There are some sections of the map that I feel like there could be something there sometime.
So me and Sean looked up the actual sanctuary map because I was like, where the if we're in Chaldeum, right? We start up in fucking Nova Scotia or wherever the fuck it is.
Yeah, Nova Scotia.
I was like, where the fuck is Westmarch? Because I knew it was to the west of Chaldeum, but we don't have that on the map. So there's definitely like a whole nother section or area that is completely not in this game. And then to the south of us, where like the end of the map is a whole nother section that I don't think has been in any of the Diablo games. At least I don't think so. So there's a point where it's like, looking at it, they have enough. They already said they have 2 expansions planned. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it.
The first one will come after the battle pass is over that they gave us.
And they'll cancel the second one like they did in D3. So they did the first one in D3, which is Reaper's Souls, right? And then Reaper's Souls came with Crusader, whole fucking big X pack. It was super sick. You fought was it Maltheus or whatever, one of the other angels of death. It was so fucking sick, cool ass storyline. And then they're like, we canceled the second DLC, but we're still gonna give you the Necromancer, so just pay money for the other class. You fucking pieces of shit. So
not nice.
No, not nice.
Dude, I'm just waiting. There's gonna be, there's gonna be some fuck shit.
The
honeymoon phase is gonna be over quick.
Well, I mean,
for some of us, it already is. Boss is on his 5th hardcore character.
I've already uninstalled.
Yeah, look at your screen right now. I've already uninstalled. I like the aesthetics.
I have been.
You're transmogging your fucking monitors.
Shut the fuck up, Brad.
Click, 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 click. Nice.
Aww. Not nice.
Mr. Mouthful?
I did. I forgot
it happens.
How to drink. But the thing about the game that's bugging me the most is the amount of like small detail changes that they're like constantly doing in preparation for the season pass and like the first season coming out. I feel like they're not letting it run long enough to determine, like, if there's just a group of people that are just farming one dungeon for experience and like, oh, let's nerf this, but people are fucking, what was that, Quinn? Did you see Quinn's character? Quinn's hardcore character.
Nice.
Finished the torment dungeon, was inside the bubble. Okay, inside the bubble.
Oh yeah.
Went to spawn out. His character was dead.
Yeah.
Left, did a town teleport to leave the dungeon. Came back in. His character was dead.
Yeah, I saw that. That's lovely.
That's not nice.
That's not.
That's not nice.
Not nice at all. The nicety of it is not even up for discussion. It is not nice.
No. And the thing about it is, like, the community's like, well, you know, they were already bitching. The people like started and this is the fucking
get off their dick. They don't care about you.
Insanity about the Blizzard fans, and I'm not just talking about Diablo fans. We can lump them all fucking together.
Milkers.
Literally stealing fucking breast milk from fridges. Is they were like instantly like his character died or whatever, and people were like, oh, it doesn't matter anyway. He was running like the worst build for his character. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
like,
and there's no respecking whatsoever.
Yeah,
that doesn't exist.
Who fucking cares? Dude was some 80 or no 96 or some shit like that. 174 hours playing, having fun. Who fucking
goodbye?
Yeah, and it's the same thing with like Boss's character when he lost the 86 one. Like, he lost it to lag. He jumped into a fucking mob pack, and the game just froze on him.
So the 86 died to the mod pack. The 75 died to server lag. He was in a PvP area fighting a guy. Wish.
I mean, that's kind of walking down a dark alley.
But I guess like he had like his frame rate dropped to like 0. Nothing moved for like he said almost 10 seconds, and when he came back, his character was dead. And it's like, Which, man,
That's a
hardcore PvP. That is some. That's some shit.
That's
You lose, you lose.
I like the idea behind it because it kind of adds a little bit more, but I also love the stats that came out. Like, oh, this many players have killed this many people. This many people have done all this shit, and then they're like, this many people have been in PvP. It's like, it's like, okay, well, either one of two things: either your PvP is shit, or people aren't doing it because there's
they're waiting. They're still playing the game.
So I was in PvP.
I accidentally ran through PvP.
I went in for a little bit.
I was on Steam Deck, and like I feel like I was like hitting a wall with my. It's hard to play on controller as like the sword character for all the things we were talking about, like your teleport, your everything. And so I had nothing to do at work. I was just on a horse, just like getting all the waypoints and like unlocking all the map, just going around.
Nice.
And super nice. And I like at the top of the thing is all PvP event, and I was like, oh no, I don't want this. I don't want this at all. And like I was just like looking for my way out of this PvP area, and like I literally went. If I started here, this was the exit, I guess, and I just went all the way around. And I'm like, no! Just you'd see somebody like, no. It's like whipping the shit out of my horse trying to get out of there.
I did a couple rounds of PvP. Me and Cliff went in to kind of just see what it was about, and then I went out on my own for a little bit. And me and the guy were actually like in a pretty decent duel, and I guess his buddy showed up, and I just got ganked by him and his buddy, and I was like,
"That's so funny."
There's no honor in fucking duels anymore, which is fine. It wasn't a big deal. I wasn't mad about it.
D3 works. But in D2, you're not allowed to use potions whatsoever.
Your potions are on a massive cooldown.
Oh, in the
D4,
PvP?
In D4. So if you use a potion, it's on like a 15-second cooldown or something.
There'd be, I remember, there'd be like, oh god, it was the good old days. Back in D2, you could have parties of like fucking like 10, and like your whole party and their whole party would be there, and it'd be like high school, 2 people in the middle and all the teams like that. And I swear to God, if one person, if you saw their life bar start going up all of a sudden from a potion, it was like, fuck it! Like your whole team would be mobbed up. It was nice.
D2 is also one of those things that was like, it wasn't well thought out enough. D2 is fine. D2 is fine. Have you watched speedruns of D2?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Sork builds, just teleport. Do.
I missed the teleport.
Oh, fuck, me too.
No, but it's different. Everything was randomized. And I know there's still like somewhat randomized for like dungeons and stuff.
People
have
been
going through the entire... Okay, yes, and I know what you're about to say.
Okay.
There was a thing like, if like this is next to you, it's one of this map. There was only a certain number of preset maps for it.
Yeah.
But unless you're a psychopath and you play the game sober, Aaron, it's like you would just sit there just spam teleport all through the magic of TV editing and niceness. We've now changed our drinks and also skipped forward about 30 minutes. Little technical issue. We're just working around it.
Not a little technical.
Let's
that. Let's just go over this real quick. I love the idea of just explaining this. So we had a crash, and now I put this on this monitor so now we can both see if this thing fucking dies.
I looked at it and then I looked at it again, kept talking and looked again. I was like, I'm pretty sure I haven't moved.
So we definitely got. We were talking about D2 and the teleports.
Yes, and like I was saying, my favorite thing about it is like you would just mash and mash around. And I know that there is like a system and there's a finite number of randomly generated maps and everything like that.
Right.
But it was sick to be that guy, and like your team would be like, who's the teleport, Sork? And you'd be like, oh, I got you. And you'd go around and then you drop your TP for just like you were saying. Pad did that with like the werewolf build. That was sick.
Yeah. So now we're finished.
Nice.
We finished that conversation. That's
yes.
dope. So when we ended up
finished a lot of conversations.
We finished that, and then we continued for probably another 20 minutes.
Yeah. we were in the closing stretches.
We were deep in conversation.
We were dropping nices. We were episode 69.
And then we found out that we stopped recording. So what we had to do, so the recording crashed, and we have video of it.
Our recording became Malaysian airline number. Nice.
And then we had to fucking record our recording.
Right, yeah.
We made a we multiplicity the shit out of that.
Listen. Bear with us and deal with it.
I hope to God it's fine. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice.
Episode 60. No, I'm not throwing up gang signs. 69. Nice.
Nice. Wait. That's 9-6.
I think I did it right. First try. Is that backwards?
No, I think that's right.
That's forwards.
Right.
Did I do it? I did.
6-9?
Nice.
Yeah. What AP gang?
Man, see, this is why you got to do it one shoot. You lose a lot of momentum. You start doing shit like this. Let's roll for if we're gonna finish.
I don't know if this crashes again. This episode will never come out.
Yeah.
No. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loop a picture of a dildo wiggling back and forth.
I like that better.
An hour and a half with music behind it. That's all I'm gonna do. Going back to fucking Diablo, I guess we were talking about.
Yeah, we were talking about Diablo and the niceness of it.
I don't know what else we were talking about with Diablo, though. What is this?
It's a dice. I rolled it to see if we would finish.
You were literally rolling dice.
Yeah.
So, and also, in that time period that we spent fixing this, we just continued drinking. So,
yeah.
We've only
If you can't tell, my cheeks are considerably rosier than the last time I left.
We've got definitely downhill since then.
Anyways,
I want to know what we talked about. That's a problem because like trying to catch up on it.
Yeah.
So I felt like we were having a really good conversation. Fuck it.
I think it was really starting to ramp up.
Let's switch gears. Fuck Diablo.
Yeah.
Diablo's a trash.
Let's talk about the Jews.
Oh, that's really ramping up.
No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk about our video game that we're building. What was it? Mass Murder.
Is that what? Okay, I was at work. I kept trying.
Because remember, I was like, we should just do our own Doom 2 style game. It can't be that hard. But then I looked into it, and it is still a little bit.
Yeah, building walls is hard. Yeah,
but the premise of it was going to be that we fight all the different religions.
Right.
Because we already fought them in that one podcast that we had. Remember, we attacked all the religions, Catholicism, Mormons. I don't think we fought the Jews.
I think we just sticked within the like Christianity realm. I don't think we went outside.
We went for the soft one. It wasn't put up much of a fight. Cue Crusader music.
Those
But no, we were talking about that.
Okay.
And
because I just chimed in at a point like I had a break in work and I looked at my phone.
The group chat was already wild, and then we added
wild
2 or 3 more people.
Yeah, I think so. Aaron's in it, Sean's in it, Pad's in it now.
Yeah, so 3 more people.
Yeah.
When that thing starts popping off, I mean, in the time it takes me to scan a patient, I can look down and there'll be like 75 new text messages. I'm like, okay, and you gotta like triple scroll. Way up there.
That's a dope thing about Android. There's a button that says last read message, and it just takes you to the top of it.
You know what's sick about iPhone, though? And trust me, I was on Android's dick for a long time. I can do everything via Wi-Fi. I don't even need signal.
No way.
Yes.
So fucking nice.
You can't do that on Android.
Who gives a shit?
I do. I work in a Faraday cage. It's designed to keep all signals out. When I text the group chat, I have to open the door and put my hand out like this. You know, times somebody in the hospital is walking by and I'm just doing this to get my hand out like it's 1997. I'm in a Verizon commercial. Can you text me now?
That may not be just an Android thing. That is a Google phone thing too. So my Google phone.
So if it's Google to Google, or like maybe like Android to Android, because I know iPhone to iPhone, I can call, text, FaceTime, everything all via Wi-Fi.
I can do that too with Google phones. It's not Google to Google. It's just Google in general. It just has like all my stuff gets sent out via Wi-Fi. Now, if the person doesn't have Wi-Fi that's receiving it, it may not go through. But I can do all my shit through Wi-Fi. So,
well, nice.
So our video game is going to be so that was the thing that I only chimed in to the point where you guys were talking about fighting gods I was like, oh, there's a fighting game about that already. And I linked
Yeah, no, I saw that. Ours is different.
It's very different. Okay.
Ours is
I didn't follow up on the conversation. It's just
a little Doom-like, but also a little like Fortnite-ish, because I think the original iteration was we have a building and we have like priests throwing little altar boys at us, and like everybody has like their own genre. Obviously there's, I won't say it.
Oh, no, you're going to build the game, but you won't talk about
Okay, obviously there's going to be some suicide bombers. Just running at you. Now, there's going to be different packs of mobs that you have to defend against. And we're clearly picking at the low-hanging fruit here. This is a very broad generalization that nobody should be offended by. But, you know.
Okay.
But did Jews throw coins? I don't know. You do like a Borat thing? Is that too much?
Yeah, that might be a little.
Well, I'm not going to number them. Just
holy shit.
What?
Oh
What?
my god, that's.
I was picking the lighter of the stereotype.
So who is your main character then? Who is the hero of the game?
Some guy named Dave.
Liberal.
No, just somebody that are like, join our church. He's like, I don't know about that. And they're all, fucking what? And then they just start running at you.
Every start of an act is like someone trying to give you a flyer for the church.
Yeah. Oh, my favorite is like the Latter-day Saints. Like, you can't kill them, but they can't kill you. They're just really annoying. Like they overload your sound or something like that. They're like, do you have time to talk about it? And like you board up the door. It's like, do you have time to, like, they're sticking their head through like the window and stuff. Can you talk about our Lord and Savior? No, get away. Maybe they like beat on your like walls with like a bicycle that they rode up on or something.
Oh man. That is the hardest part about living next to the Mormons. Fucking
Saturday's wild, huh?
dude, it's wild. It's
I'm gonna be here this Saturday.
Yeah. You
Let's
might say,
go.
hopefully they knock the door. They always knock the door. And they always go, is Audrey here? How do you fucking know that person's name?
Is there a store you can buy some Skims real quick? That's a callback from our first recording.
Was it in the recording? Oh,
Yeah. We talked about my titties. Nice.
Oh God, it is nice.
It'd be real nice if we just had that same momentum and train of thought that we originally had.
Yeah, no, it's broken. That's the problem with like I don't understand.
Even
where
sometimes when it's like, remember that time I took the shit pills, like I have to go, and ran up even just after, like, and I'm talking like the briefest of shits, like, because those pills, it's like, and it's gone. I'm done. I shit. It's like 2 minutes, but even that's like, where were we?
Yeah, I mean, we were on a Diablo kick for a hot minute. Oh, let's talk about other video games, because our video game is going to be a little bit coming out. Let's start with did you see any of the Xbox showcase and all the fucking big games they've been announcing and all the shit?
No,
because everybody's been just sucking Diablo dick.
Well, everybody's been sucking Diablo dick. I feel like
they did an actual
Redfall just kind of killed the Microsoft Xbox train a little bit. So people are still kind of talking about that.
There was a big game show that went on recently, and a bunch of games did a bunch of announcements and like trailers and shit like that. You know, one of the people that showed up was the Dune Awakening, and they actually had gameplay trailer, or not a gameplay trailer, but gameplay footage of the game. Ooh, it looks fucking butter.
I could do a new Dune game.
Dune.
Remember
the Dune Awakening game?
Yeah, I need you to really enunciate to me.
Yeah,
I've been drinking.
Apologize.
No, Dune.
Dune. Sandworms.
So that is like an open world survival game.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm stoked for that.
That's like the Conan, like the 7 Days to Die type of stuff.
Yeah, Nightingale, please. Before Dune comes out. Nice.
But they did a gameplay. They had some in-game footage of it, and like some of the shit.
How old is this?
What a fucking last weekend.
Okay.
Saturday.
I was gonna say, because I feel like I heard something about a Dune game coming out, and they had footage, but then like the footage they had was like early beta. It didn't look great, and somebody was like, "Why did you even release this?"
We talked about it on a podcast like a billion months ago.
Yeah, probably like 3 months ago.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
something like that. And then
billion 3, nice.
And I think there was a little bit of extra shit that had come out afterwards, but not enough to really mean anything.
Yeah.
And I think that they were just showcasing a lot of alpha stuff that they had built in game. But I think the cool thing is like all the
Continue.
All the
That was a
stuff,
light bulb.
okay, all the stuff that like is craftable and shit like that are all vehicles and things like that. So there's a lot of cool, interesting things that revolve around the Dune universe that you can actually utilize in the game, like the ships, the flying ships and things like that, like the ever changing. It just looked fucking good. Like, sure, it was not pre-rendered, but pre-rendered enough that like you can tell it's like concept that they're working on. That's like, that's why it looks so fucking good, and it's probably not running in an actual game, but it's on the engine. It looked good, and it looked good enough that like I'm overly pumped about it. The next thing that I also noticed from like especially the Xbox showcase is a lot of the games that they announced through the Xbox showcase are going to be on Game Pass for free.
I love that. I do love that. Game Pass might be Starfield
is on Xbox Game Pass.
Ooh.
Right off the bat.
Game Pass is like
hot,
the most worth it.
Hot, dude. There's so much. Actually, funny thing, I just downloaded. So I was gonna buy.
I thought you were gonna say Diablo 4. So I was like, I'll fucking fight you right now. You pointed at the monitor. I was
funny
like,
thing,
shut the fuck
I
up.
Paid a dime.
You don't have to pay that $99.
No. Amnesia, the Bunker, the new Amnesia game that's out, I was going to buy on Steam, and I was like, oh man, I'm fucking $30, whatever, something. I'll pick it up wherever. And then I just happened to open Game Pass because I was looking at Redfall, or I was going to play Sea of Thieves or something like that, and it was like, oh, Amnesia's on here. I was like, holy shit. There's so many fucking games on Game Pass. Yeah. I don't know why anybody sleeps on that shit. Like, I think more or less.
I think the first year that I had it, it was 99 cents a month.
Yeah, it was 99 cents a month for like 6 months too. Just never charge you anything else. I think I paid $10 a month for it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like pretty respectable because of the amount of games I actually play on it. I mean, I don't
think I play enough on it.
I think that was the next.
But the fact that there's always the option, that's like,
even if
that's like Netflix. Like,
yeah, even if you cancel,
there's so many.
Even if you
options.
cancel it and you come back, all of your save stuff is still there. So like, if you cancel your subscription, and then you came back 6 months later, like, I want to play this, and you paid $9 and you got back into whatever it was, all your shit is still there. I mean, I've paid for Sea of Thieves over about 20 times now, just because I bought Game Pass, or I set up Game Pass, like 4 years ago for Sea of Thieves, or 5 years ago, whatever the fuck it was, for Sea of Thieves, and have not stopped paying for Game Pass since. So, like, thankfully, I've been able to get enjoyment out of other games that they have released on Game Pass, which has been nice. Redfall was a jump mistake. Like, we even were like, hey, you gotta play.
They're still talking about it.
They just brought an update out for that game, and it fixed like a ton of stuff. I went to Steam.
Is anybody playing it?
Steam concurrent count had 33 players.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
way to fucking tank a game.
It's so bad, man.
Feels bad. I was supposed to be a big one too.
Well, I don't know if we talked about it or not. We might have talked about it, but it was like the developers for
asked to tank it.
Please stop this. We can't fucking do this. Arcane Austin's team, after Microsoft acquisition, most of them left. They just jumped ship, and so the people that were left was like, we cannot finish this game in the way that you want it to. Microsoft was like, no, push it. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's how you know the game industry's falling apart.
I saw a meme, and it was like, the dev team and the quality control team, and he's sitting there reading instructions, and I can't remember what he was doing, but he did it like he said it, but he did it so literally that it didn't make sense. And the dev team's like, no, what are you doing? And just shit spilling all over the table. I think he was like trying to build a cake or something like that. And it's just so like representation to nice of take it
of the gaming industry.
Take it.
You gotta go back for it.
These 10%ers are getting me.
You gotta double down.
Fucking representative
representation.
It's a perfect representation.
Come on, bruh. You're reading at 4th grade level.
You're at 4th grade level. The gaming industry.
Yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Whatever you said, absolutely.
Pain.
I don't even know where we're at right now. That's a fucking disaster. This is so good.
It's our worst. It's our worst.
69, baby.
69. Nice.
Can't wait for 100.
100 will
I
be a
just
special
realized
one.
also my mic has been like this the entire time we've been recording. It's just like in my face.
It's okay. You're showing your moneymaker. It's the eyes.
A moneymaker.
I mean, well, you're sitting down. I can't say it.
Oh, you know what came out on Monday? You downloaded it. I downloaded it. We're updated.
That was my light bulb. But the light bulb already came and went.
Okay.
Because you said Alpha. Alpha 21.
Alpha 21 is out.
Let's talk about it. How is it?
Oh. Ooh.
Rough.
Ooh.
Like Rottweiler rough.
Oh. It's like feral Rottweiler. Okay.
So like just hard or bugs?
No, hard.
Hard.
Hard is
So it's gonna be rough.
It's rough.
To do
It's rough for
good
me.
neighbor, bad neighbor.
I already died on day 2. Like I even said in episode 1, I was like, I'm probably not gonna make this a permadeath series.
Well, I think
because episode 1
you
came
put out
on
the like Alpha 21 video.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm looking around, like this looks so nice, and like the first hit, you're like, I'm bleeding already.
It's exactly
like,
right.
oh shit.
Yeah, it definitely seems like zombies are doing more damage or more bleed effects or more fucking crazy shit. So it was one of those things where it's like, okay, things are happening.
So they're utilizing the existing mechanics a little more.
Definitely so, and I definitely so what I feel like is like the difficulty.
See me say that without stuttering. Sub world, I'm back.
The game itself's core survivability of
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
oh, look at you.
I'm back, baby.
Hit me with the Mary Poppins.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh, you're good.
I'm
You're fine.
good. Aluminum linoleum. Irish wristwatch. It's good. What else you got for me?
Anyway,
Yeah.
so,
Episode 69.
there's a point where like the core survival mechanics of the day-to-day stuff, which is your food, your water, your shelter thing, seems like it's way more difficult to accomplish. And the reason why is because all of the crafting that we used to have in game that was either via books that you could find in the world or
Yeah. To get your skills up
skills,
and everything like that.
or just like I just want to
It's a little more dependent on that.
100%. So here's the problem though, and this has always been the problem with 7 Days to Die, was that the books that you find in the game are so ungodly random. Even if you you go to like crack a book and you're like, I'm gonna go to a crack book which has the most schematics, you'd wind up with like paper and shit like that before you'd actually find like some schematics that you actually like needed. This game now has like taken that and like amplified it to 100%. So if you spec into a specific tree, like say like I want to use clubs, you spec into clubs. Now more club books are supposed to spawn in the world, and they've reduced the way that crafting works. If specking into clubs doesn't actually help you craft the next tier, which is like the tier 2s or clubs or baseball bats or shit like that, you have to find books to help ramp up your crafting ability. And so the problem is that you're dependent upon these things fucking spawning in the world, and they just weren't. And so like after day 1, I was like, oh, this is really tough. Day 2, I ended up dying because you can't find water in the game anymore. They removed
I saw
water
that.
from the
You
game.
actually have to physically cook down like murky water and
Well, you
everything
need
like
a cooking pot for that, so I had to find a cooking pot. The trader ended up giving me some water. We'll see it in episode 2, where like I ended up getting some stuff to be able to survive a little bit, but it was enough to. It's like this is really difficult, and like you don't get jars back, so you can't collect murky water. You have to find murky water. Yeah, so like the survivability. So like people weren't struggling against zombies anymore.
It was more just keeping your character alive.
Now it's like, you know, the fun pips were like, well, they seem like they're doing fine against the zombies, so let's just fuck them in the open world. And it's like, holy shit. And there's a lot of like little things.
But you are playing on the hardest difficulty, correct?
Not the hardest difficulty, a step down. I think I was on Warrior or whatever's right after.
And there's
Warrior.
4 different levels
above that. Yeah, there's like Adventure, Warrior, something else, and then the hardest difficulty. And I was like, I'm not a fucking idiot.
So it might still be feasible on that bottom.
I mean, yeah, but that's
maybe you should start there.
I definitely read.
Your ego is not letting you.
And I didn't know what I was coming into, so I've just been playing the game like I always do.
Yeah.
Okay. But I watched someone
like
on
boss.
on Reddit they got their upgraded spear. Right, they've been doing a spear build. They finally got through iron into steel, and they were like, I'm finally ready for fucking Horde 14 with the steel spear or whatever. I had to clear 3 towns of every mailbox and missions to get my spear books available. And I'm like, that doesn't sound fun either.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
May have taken it a step too far.
Yeah, I don't know where the balance is going to be. Now,
But this is experimental. Correct?
Look.
Does that necessarily mean it's...
Look, it's Alpha 21 for a game that came out in 2013.
Yeah.
What does experimental really mean? It just means that they haven't released it to the public. That's all it means. There's not much that they're going to change. They might tweak a few things here and there, but it's not going to be enough that they're changing the core concept of what they're doing. The only thing they could tweak is like more things spawning, but like it's not about more things. So the idea is like, okay, I wanted to play clubs, and I get why they did this. They wanted to make it so your points meant more when you spec'd into certain things. I'm going to spec into clubs, and so therefore I'm going to get more club stuff. And then it kind of like makes it a little bit more tailored to your individual experience as a character versus just being like, I'm just going to put points fucking wherever, and then I'll just build off of whatever I find in the world type of thing. That's fine. I get that. But I think that hard point of here's the only way you can upgrade it is finding these books. So spec into this specific tree and we will find more books in the world for that. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I started specking into clubs, never found a club book in the world. The only club books I found were given to me from the traders. So I was like,
So does that give you more of an emphasis on completing trader missions then, you think?
I definitely feel like this is going to be a necessity, especially
Because they have to be pushing you towards something.
Well, especially if the only way to
Hopefully.
acquire certain recipes or food or water is by completing vendor missions, like then yes, it absolutely
Water. You got to do at least 2 a
the
day.
first mission I completed, one of the rewards was like, I don't know, a fucking, F16 or 10 bottles of water. I was like, yeah, 10 bottles of water.
Fuck me.
Yeah, exactly. It felt kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's shitty because it's not all the way 100% like laid out, or if it's still like in a sense or they're trying to like, try a few things and see what the community really thinks. I watched the streamer weekend. So like, we all got access to Alpha 21 on Monday for the experimental build. On Friday night or Saturday, all the streamers got access to it because, fuck us. And they started playing Alpha 21, dicking around with it and actually getting it in their hands. And like Jaboodle and I think Kane was in it.
Gobs.
9 got it. Huh?
Gubs.
Gubs. And I watched them dick around with it for a little bit and play it, and Neebs Gaming had an episode. I started to watch it, and then I turned all their stuff off, and I was like, I kind of want to just see it for myself before I actually watch what they did.
Yeah.
Because they dug a little bit deeper. They were reading all the patch notes and everything, and I kind of did too. I was kind of reading it, and then I was like, would it be more cool to see it?
Yeah. Experience
fresh?
it yourself.
Yeah, super fresh than coming in and being like, this is the guide on how you do this,
Yeah.
And
that Elden Ring experience.
yeah, absolutely. Just
where you're there with them.
And it felt good because this alpha in itself was such a drastic change to the way the game has worked. I don't think we've seen a massive change like this, except for like Alpha 20 may have changed a few things, but I think the last big change was like Alpha 18.
Have you noticed a lot in? I know. I saw in the video. The boxes look different.
Yeah.
Like the fire pit looks different. Is that across the board or is it selective?
It looked pretty fucking across the board. Like there's obviously some things that look relatively the same. Pipe shotgun, weapons. Those all seem to be the same. A lot of just the base like material that you find in the world, like the boxes of or the pallets of cement or the pallets of cobblestone, all are different, upgraded graphics and things like that. And it looks like it is better. And I think one of the things I had even said in episode 1 was like, I just hope, and I think we had talked about it before, all these cool kick-ass HD graphics don't fucking bog the game down at day 60 when your tick rate is super high.
Yeah.
And so it didn't
maybe tonight
you want to dick around a little bit?
we hop in, we put it on maximum horde,
and we just fucking
and we
blast
see what we can do to the game.
Yeah, we'll spend an hour building a base and then fucking take on a horde and see. And if it is just crazy, and I don't know how the building is. That's the thing.
Yeah.
My day 1 was literally just fucking survive.
And my day 2 was death.
And it's like I died too, and I was like, I did say this wasn't gonna be a perfect series. Like,
let's push it to the fucking limits.
It's so bad the way that the death happened too. It's so bad. The hardest.
Please tell me you turned around and there was a bear.
No.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Nice.
They smell like cocaine.
Did I say that?
Yeah, that's the episode we're so on. And then on Monday, so you guys are gonna watch this tomorrow. On Monday, we will have the final episode of Good Neighbor, Bad Neighbor.
I don't even need to get the alert on my phone because I think Rye sees it first and he texts me. He's like, "Let's see what Mark Finan has to say today."
I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped for this final. It was actually so the last 2 episodes of, like, so we were talking about this, not we, but we were having a conversation where I was like, the first few episodes we were really into it, but that was like we were both sick trying to come off it, and we sat down to do an 8-hour period of recording, and so the last 2 episodes were kind of like meh, not meh, but like a little bit shorter, a little bit more cut up. We had some tech difficulties that happened. Like, you don't see it in the episodes, but I had to edit out, like, you're just like, all of a sudden your screen like zooms in and you're like, I can't do anything. And you had to like reset the game. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so like there was some technical that happened.
There was that time where I was like, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I get that.
Everything was going, yeah, no, I saw it in there.
That's my favorite part. I go, fuck me, I guess I just have my own coffee. But it was one of those things where we did such a long recording session of that. By the end of that 8 hours, or 7 hours, or whatever, we were fucking burnt. So we took a break before Horde Night, and then we came back. And so our Horde Night video is way more animated. Like, we're doing more stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm so
The sickness finally left.
It hit hard, and like we took the break. I think we got food and came back and then recorded Horde Night, and it was like we just tell that we had more energy and we were back living it, and I'm fucking pumped. And I found the perfect, and I'll show you after this. I found the perfect song for Horde Night. So the only thing I'll have to do is I have to cut around. So and this is something we'll need to do with you and Sean for the next season, is we got to make sure our settings are the same. So you kept in-game music on.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times when I cut to you, the game would be like playing in-game music or whatever. So we have to like just chop that out. So your stuff, I'm gonna have to like edit around to kind of like fix that in a sense. But it's a perfect
Growing Pains.
It's Growing Pains. It was season 1.
Season 1.
It was a pilot episode.
Get over yourself.
Yeah, fuck.
We just got renewed.
They're like, hey, we're renewing you with a whole new game.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they upgraded for us.
For us.
They're big fans. They wanted to see what we could do with Alpha 21.
And
we're gonna fuck it up.
And where we had originally thought season 2 was gonna end up being in the Batcave, the Wayne Manor, I guess they revamped that whole POI too. So it's gonna be fucking great. I think we're gonna have a blast doing this. So anyway.
Super nice.
Super nice.
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 Anyway. You got anything else you want to add to this fucking mess?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No. I guess we should say we have a little game going, and if you made it this far, and you can find the Easter egg.
We don't know what the game is anymore.
The game's all. If you're sober and watching this podcast, Aaron, maybe you'll figure out what the little Easter egg is.
Yeah, and if you can tell us what the Easter egg is in specifics.
Yes, if you can identify our specific Easter egg.
And you can get close, but you have to comment.
Yeah.
You can't just tell us in Discord or send me a message on the phone. Like, you got to comment on
don't put it in the
channel.
group chat.
But if you can get there and you can tell me exactly what it was and what the whole thing was, we have a shirt that we're going to send out.
Yes, it will be the thumbnail of this video.
Maybe.
Probably.
Or it will just be a shirt.
Or we'll just give you a shirt. We're going to give you a shirt regardless. Whether it's in the thumbnail or not, you're getting a cool shirt out of it.
Yeah.
First person.
First person.
First person. Second, if you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah. That don't even make any sense. You can be second, you can be third. Now, second and third doesn't get shit. It's a first person.
Just first. Just first. It's going to be very, very special. Cool, probably.
Yeah, hopefully.
Nice.
Nice. With that being said,
Oh, man, that's a rough one.
this was a rough one. I feel I'm so sorry. We were so pumped for this.
It was going really good.
So good. It was so nice.
It was
so nice.
story of our
And
lives.
then it just fell apart drastically.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my heart. Oh, no, Brad, my heart. I've never been so mad.
Anyways, on that note, we'll catch you on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Your face.